yeah, like how was leaving football for you? Like we've never really talked about this. Like when I dropped out, or not even when I dropped out, just whenever I left McKendree, because I stopped playing. I never played for Eastern.
Yeah.
Like it was hard for me, at least. Like, because I mean, we played football. Like at that point, that's like 11 years of playing football. Like that's all we knew.
Yeah.
And the whole reason of me going to McKendree was to play football. It's not like I was there. I was in a sports management program, like for my degree.
Yeah, I couldn't even
I don't even know what the fuck that is. But I wanted to do that just because it said sports in the name, and all I wanted to do was play football. That's the only reason I was there.
Yeah.
And like after I came home, like most people don't like talking about this shit, but like after I came home, it took like a week or two, but then it finally sunk in like, bro, you're not playing football like probably ever again.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I was just sitting there. I remember like I was in the shower and it just hit me. I don't know why in the shower of all places it hit me.
That's where you start thinking, bro.
I just started crying in the fucking shower.
Yeah.
Because I was just like that. I mean, I always had choir, but I mean, it's different. It's different than being on a football. Yeah, it's like way different. And I was just sitting in there in the shower, just fucking crying, just like, bro, I'm never gonna play football again.
Yeah,
it's hard because I mean that's all we knew.
Yeah,
and I honestly thought going into college I was gonna play for 5 years.
Yeah,
but I came to a very quick realization whenever we got to college that my ass was not playing for 5 years.
You weren't in shape to play half a year, bro.
I was not. Well, the thing is, I've always told Forrest, the minute that my D-line coach told me to go to D-tackle, I knew it was over. Like, I was probably 30 pounds heavier than I was 1 year before whenever I showed up for camp.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just want to talk about that because, I mean, not many people talk about it. Like, it's just something that people are like many people probably have that same kind of experience, but they just don't talk about it because, I mean, guys are always trying to be so macho. Like, but it's good to talk about shit like that. Like, I honestly don't think I've ever told anybody that, not even Brooke.
Yeah. Mine was okay. I mean, it was a little bit different for me, right?
Because you were gradual.
Yeah, because mine started junior year when I tore my ACL.
Yeah.
And then I worked back from that. And then senior year of high school, I tore my labrum and I played through that.
Yeah. And then you didn't get surgery.
Yeah. And I didn't get surgery on it. And then I was in real good shape for first semester of college.
Real good.
And I played well. And then I had surgery on my meniscus. And then after that, I played the fall and spring ball. And then that summer I was working and I was painting and my shoulder was bothering me. So I decided to get surgery on that. And then after that, it was just like, I've had three surgeries in 4 years, and like I just didn't want to have to deal with, because that would have been 3 times in a row where I've got hurt, had to have surgery, lost all my muscle, gained fat, and then had to work back just to have the same thing happen. So that's where like what happened with Andrew Luck, like I can completely understand that on like more personal level than probably majority of people, because I kind of went through the same thing where it was like you worked really hard and then you're in such a good shape and ready to go.
And it was all taken away.
And it's just like an unfortunate thing that happened where it's like you just hurt and then you can't play anymore. So
and then you went through that 3 fucking times.
Yeah, I went through it 3 times in 4 years, so it's just kind of like whatever. And plus I was transferring too after that year anyway, so it wasn't like I was still going to be in the same program and all that. So
a big thing for me was just like I just didn't want to let anybody down because I knew everybody enjoyed watching me play. Because I mean, whenever I was good, I was fucking good.
Yeah.
But whenever I got to college, I just realized very quickly, like, dude, the surgery you just had and the rehab that you didn't really do, you are not going to be able to play this with these people. Now, if I had come in at the beginning of our senior year in high school in that kind of shape without a torn fucking shoulder, it would have been no problem. But like I would be doing shit, and like Caden, our buddy Caden that went to McKendree with us, he was doing great. He was in shape and everything. He was doing great in practice, and he was on the D line with me. That's kind of how I kind of met Caden. I think I met him a little bit right before then, but I mean, I talked to him at practice and everything, and I would just see him and like some of the other guys that I knew I could be as good or better than those people. But it was just like, I just don't have it anymore. And also I think I kind of fell out of love with the game because of that. Like, obviously I love football, but at that moment I was like, man, I just don't think I want to do this anymore. And I remember talking to you about 5 weeks into the season. And I think you were kind of surprised because I looked at you and I was like, yeah, dude, I think I'm done. Like, I think I'm gonna transfer. Like, I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna quit on the season. Like,
you finished the whole season.
I told him, I said, I'm gonna finish the season. Like, I'm not just gonna quit, but like, fuck this. Like, I'm not good anymore. Like, the biggest thing for me whenever we were in high school was my speed. And as soon as I tore my shoulder and gained 35 pounds, I no longer had that speed. I mean, I still had speed for a big guy, but not the kind of speed that I had before. And that's the only reason I got recruited in the first place. So
mine was a more frustrating thing than anything because
there's nothing you can do.
I had felt like I was good enough to play.
You were, by the way. All right. First of all, Forrest came into freshman year camp fucking killing it. Like, honestly, I think you would have traveled sophomore or regular freshman because you redshirt freshman. I think you would have traveled freshman year if you had not gotten hurt and you kept playing like you were. He picked off the starter like 4 times in camp alone before you tore your knee. Like, he was on fire. Me, on the other hand, was not at all. Like, that was the difference is you were making plays. I was not making any sort of plays. And I saw that in myself because I would watch film and shit and be like, dude, I'm just not doing anything on the field.
Well, it was different, right? Because we tore our shoulders at the same time and you decided to get surgery and I didn't. So
I tore my shit bad. Like, mine was gone. So they told me I had to get it.
Mine was only a partial tear, but
over time that increases.
Especially playing football for a whole other year and then having more surgeries on top of that, it just kind of wore out. So, that's about it. I mean, it was definitely an adjustment being done with football.
Did you ever have one of those moments where you just realized like it was over?
Not
like
really.
You weren't gonna play?
Not really.
Because I know your dad wants both of us to still play football, but I mean, I think he understands that neither of us are.
I mean, like I honestly could, but it's just like
you don't want to go through.
I got shit luck and like. It's not that I'm scared of getting hurt because, getting hurt's whatever. But if I was to get hurt again, then it's just like that's taking however many years off of me being able to like walk or like do stuff.
Especially if it's another knee.
Yeah, it's just like.
Or the same knee.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like I could do it, but like at what point am I deciding that it's enough? And is it going to be too late to where it's like, oh, I've already fucked my knees and I have to get knee replacements at like the age 30 or whatever.
Yeah. Another thing for me was I could feel myself pulling. Like whenever I went to go hit somebody or I went to go tackle somebody, I felt myself pulling my shoulder because I didn't want to fucking blow it out again. Yeah,
that was never a problem with me. I just decided that I just didn't want to get hurt again. Not that I was, like I said, not that I was scared of getting hurt because.
What are your pros and cons for not playing versus playing?
Well, I mean, you definitely have more time.
Yeah, hell of a lot more time. Yeah. People that don't play sports or just don't play sports in college ever don't understand the time commitment that it takes. We only played D2. I couldn't even imagine at the D1 level.
Yeah.
Like, the time commitment is insane. Like, we went to camp 3 or 4 weeks before school started.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just the thing of like D1, like, they're not doing any of their homework. Yeah. They just have people do it for them.
Yeah. Pretty much, unless you're like going to be a doctor or something like those kind of people.
Yeah, but like a big D1 schools like Alabama, Clemson, like unless you're like insanely smart or something, you don't have time to do anything.
Yeah, unless you're there to go. Like if you're there just to play football, you're not doing your own homework.
No, like or you're getting help with it or something, or the teachers let it slide because you don't have time.
Yeah,
there's no way.
But like for us. It was just boom, 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 everything. You wake up, you got practice, you have to check in for breakfast, then you've got meetings, and then you've got to fucking practice again, and then you've got to check in for lunch, and then you got more meetings, and then you got maybe an hour break, and then you got to lift. You got to lift, and then more meetings, and then check in for dinner. And you have to check in for these things or you got in trouble.
Yeah.
And then you would have another meeting at night, and then you would go home and fucking sleep.
Yep.
And that was it. And it was a repeat for 3 weeks. And then you add school on top of all of that.
Yeah.
Like I remember I had class. That was what pissed me off the most because I would get out of practice. I think we would get out at 8:30, and then I had practice
like that.
or I had class at 9. So I had 30 minutes to get undressed from practice and then go take a shower, eat, and go to class.
Yeah.
And that's just not even possible to do all of that.
Yeah, it sucked.
But honestly, my biggest pro of not playing anymore, other than like the body hurting after games and shit, not waking up in the fucking morning to go to practice.
Yeah.
Man, we had practice at 6:30 in the morning.
I thought it was 6. But
So yeah, it's something like that. It's very early in the morning.
It is really early.
And it was cold most of the, like towards the end of the season.
Bro, you weren't there during fall, bro.
Yeah.
That shit was cold.
He went through spring and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't go through all that because I went and told the coach after the season ended. Like we had our end of the season meetings
you left at our first semester
with the D line. Yeah, with the D line coach.
Yeah.
And I just went in and told him, I was like, yeah, I mean, I came up with some bullshit excuse just because I didn't want him to be disappointed in me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just told him, I said, hey, like I'm not coming back. So I mean, and that was after he gave me like this big spiel of like, he was like, yeah, I really see a lot in you, and like I think you can improve, and I really think you could be a good asset to the team next year if you have a good off season. And I just looked down and was like, yeah, bro, I'm not coming back. So like I'm transferring out of here. And he wished me the best and everything, but it was just like, yeah, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't have to go through that off-season shit. You could talk about that if you want, because I never went through it. But
yeah, that shit was bad. It was like man, I don't know, because you'd get up. So after season, we had like a month off or whatever, and then you'd get up at 6 when it's snowing, and there's 6 inches of snow on the ground, and you're just out there in shorts and a t-shirt and cleats, and you're just running, doing drills. Like we did circuits, so it was like you were at one place doing shit for like 10 minutes, and then you had to sprint over to the next place and do it for 10 minutes. And there were like 6 different one of those. And if like you messed up, and you were in groups, and if you messed up one time, your group had to restart and like do it again. And so we do that, and then we do a bunch of other drills and shit. And by the time we're done with the snow, everyone's like shivering, like hypothermia type shit, because you're just so cold. And then after that, you go and you just get warm long enough to have to go back out and go to class, or you go straight to lifting.
Yeah.
So every morning you went and did the stuff outside in the cold or snow or whatever, and then you lifted 3 times out of the 5 days, and then you go to class. And the other 2 days, we'd have practice again in the afternoon after classes for like, it was a good like month, 2 months. And then after that,
of just bullshit.
Yeah, of just like not even having pads on or anything. Like, because then obviously at the end of spring you have your spring game or whatever.
And to be noted here, the strength and conditioning coach at fucking McKendree was kind of a fucking asshole.
Well, he didn't really know what he was doing.
Yeah, like when we first got there, we were doing lifting and stuff, and I told the dude, because we were doing like shit that I couldn't do because of my shoulder. Like it wasn't a 100% ready to just lift full go and like do pull-ups and shit.
Yeah.
So I went over to him and I was like, hey, like I had this surgery like in December, the end of December, and it's July at this point, whenever we showed up for camp. And I was like, yeah, I'm not 100% on lifting yet. And he just kind of gave me this look. It's like, bro, I have a fucking injury.
Yeah.
Like he just made it seem like, oh, well, you're being a pussy. Well, guy, listen here. How about you go ahead and go fuck yourself?
Yeah. Like I can understand in the sense like I don't have time because there's other people who like aren't injured and like I need to focus on them. But
it's like
okay, like he could have at least acknowledged it and not been like a dick. Like,
just do this instead.
Fine. Yeah.
Here, do this altered version of this.
Yeah.
Not
something.
Oh, just go stand over there. Like, okay, guy.
Yep.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. But
yeah, and then you went through all that shit, and then you played the spring ball.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I played, but it was after a meniscus surgery, so I was out of shape, and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
It was funny because when we got ready for the spring ball game, I had this jersey, and it was like
small as shit.
It was small as it was like smaller than yours, and I like tried to put it on, and like it's not going on. Like I can't get it over my pads. Like I can't get my arms in it if I put it on. Like nothing. It's just not going on. So I walk up to the guys who do like the laundry and stuff, and I'm like, hey, like this doesn't fit. I was like, can I just get like a new jersey or something?
Like, guy, I literally can't fit into
and
this.
they're like, no, I'm sorry, we can't give you. You already gave out the numbers. If you want a new jersey, you had to go talk to the coaches. It's like, I was like, well, this doesn't fit. So what do you want me to do? And they're like, oh, we'll get it to fit. It literally took 7 of the linebackers on the team to pull this thing on me, bro.
That's fucking great.
I couldn't like touch my hands together in front of me
because
the jersey was so tight. It was
great.
bad. And it wasn't even like I was like this out of shape.
Yeah.
Because like I was maybe like 10, 15 pounds over what I was. This jersey was just like for some like small ass punter or like cornerback. It was not meant for a linebacker in general.
Yeah.
And they just made
and
me
you
wear
weren't even you weren't even like big as a linebacker. You were more of a slim linebacker. You don't look what you did right now.
No.
Like there's no way you'd be getting that. You'd be popping the seams right now. No way.
Exactly.
No way.
Exactly.
No, you'd
so
be
like
in it.
no, absolutely not. It would actually be like I can't get in this. Like it wouldn't matter if they tried or
almost
not.
like me in my jersey.
Yeah, exactly. But
that's fucking hilarious.
But yeah, that's how that went. And then
people yeah, go ahead.
No. It's just and then we played the spring ball and then that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that was the last of you, right?
Yeah. And
so when did you get hurt? Or you didn't get hurt again? You just got the surgery in the
I had
summer?
just gotten the surgery, yeah.
Because you just wanted to fix it?
Yeah, because, well...
Were you already planning on leaving at that point?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
Yeah, that was after... I was leaving after 2 years anyway, so...
Yeah.
I had just decided to get the surgery. No, I take that back, actually, because that was freshman year. So I actually had called...
Yeah, the end of freshman year.
Yeah. So I got surgery that summer, and then... I actually called the coach before I got surgery, and it was just real quick, like, "Hey, I'm getting surgery, and there's like no point in me playing football, like in the fall.
At least in the fall, yeah, maybe in the spring."
Because I was like, well, because like I'm injured and I'm not gonna be able to do anything, so there's no point.
You wouldn't even be rehabbed until like February.
Yeah, and there's like no point in me waking up at 6 a.m. to go sit up in a box and like do time
and
so
literally do nothing all.
And then get bitched at because I did something wrong.
Yeah.
And then I didn't play in the fall because it's like, well, I'm transferring anyway. So, like, why would I go through spring ball?
Yeah.
Because
and then just transfer. Unless you wanted to play at S&T.
Yeah, well, exactly. But even then, I mean, that would just be to stay in shape.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like, oh, I'm fighting for a position or whatever. So
yeah, exactly. A lot of people always ask, like if we want to coach or anything. Like, I get asked that question all the time.
Yeah, I've been asked a couple times.
Like, yes, I do. I do want to coach, but my schedule right now, I just can't. Like, with work and school and everything, I literally do not have the time to coach, or I would. Even if it was like JFL or something, I would rather teach high school or like coach high school because I think I could help more at that level. Like, they would understand what I'm talking about more. But yeah, I've been asked by coaches to coach, and it's just like, I would love to coach, and someday I really do want to coach, but I just don't have the time right now. And what do I want to play again? I've been asked that too. First of all, this semester would have been my last year, or my last semester of eligibility was this semester. So if I wanted to play, this was my last shot, and I just don't have time.
Yeah.
If I took a whole year to get in shape, yeah, I could play football again. But I want to be able to move.
Yeah.
So there was, after our games, our senior year, I would literally, because I got hurt in the first game. Like, my shoulder tore first game. So I played with a torn shoulder the whole season. Yep. And after every game the next morning, I wouldn't move for a couple hours. Like, I would wake up and I'd have to warm up my hands, and I'd have to like sit up, which was almost impossible the next morning because I would literally give it everything I had on Friday night. So I probably wouldn't get out of bed until noon because I couldn't move. And then it would take me until Tuesday or Wednesday to be ready to go again.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even practice full go because I couldn't, because I physically could not do it.
Yeah.
So I would love to play again, but man, I don't even know if like I said last podcast, I think if I stepped on a field right now, even for half a game and gave it everything I had, I wouldn't move for 2 weeks. Because just remembering that feeling of after those games, like even when we were at McKendree, like if I got hit at practice, it was just a different kind of like shit. Like I'd hit the ground and it'd be like, yeah, I don't really want to stand up. Like the body hurts.
Yeah.
So I would much rather coach than play again. But due to time restrictions with my schedule, I can't right now. But one day I would like to.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to coach eventually, probably, but I don't. It'd have to be someone that I really respected and someone that like really wanted me to do it to get me to do it right now.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, like I have the time to do it because I'm just doing school and stuff, but it's just like I don't have to deal with all that.
Yeah.
Right now.
I wouldn't want to go and unless I was like taking over a program, I wouldn't want to go and coach for a coach that I don't know. Yeah.
I agreed.
I would much rather go and coach with one of my previous coaches, like one of our old coaches. I would not want to go and coach with somebody that I don't know, just because I just wouldn't want to do that. If anything, we'd be coaching Charleston anyways, so it's not like we're going to travel to go coach somewhere else if we got asked. Yeah. So, yeah, I'd love to coach, but I just don't have time. Yeah. I mean, I got on these notes right here, I got talk about being fat, but I think we've kind of talked about it.
Yeah, we covered that pretty well.
Well, the thing is...
We cover it regularly, to be honest.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot. Yeah. Forrest and I used to look a lot different than what we look like right now. Oh, yeah. Especially Forrest. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, in high school, people used to say that I was fat. And I look back at high school, I was like, I would pay a lot of money to look like that again. Because I'm at like 280 right now. And I used to, like, junior year when I used to wear my 25 jersey when I was fullback, bro, I used to be like 225, 230. Yeah. Like, that's a big difference from right now. Yeah, also, being fat, I got acid reflux like crazy.
See, I've never had that.
I can barely bend over to pick shit up. Earlier, we went to Forrest's house to let his dogs out, bro. One of them got away, and I went to chase it, bro. I got not even 40 yards, and I was winded, bro. Like, I was huffing and puffing. Forrest was like, where'd Trevor go? I come around the fucking corner, just waddling on back to the house. Yeah. It's like, bro, I can't move.
Shit.
How's being fat for you? Because you were never fat before.
Yeah.
Until you stopped playing.
Yeah.
Like, even when you went
that's the thing, right?
When you went through surgeries, you never got as big as me.
No.
Like, when I went through surgery, that's when I gained my weight.
Yeah, that's when I didn't do my weight too, but
well, I mean, not the first or second time though. You didn't gain.
Oh, I gained weight.
You gained weight, but not like the last time.
Well, no, because
you never got to 270.
No, because I had started working out like hard, like to train for football again. Yeah. So it was just like I had done that for 4 years in a row, and then I just didn't want to do it again, and I was tired of having to work that hard to get in that good of shape again. Yeah. So I just didn't do it, and so
man, it feels nice not working out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Until you realize that you are a fat piece of shit.
Yeah. It felt good to not have to work out because we had worked out for a good 7-8 years straight.
Yeah, of like actual workout.
Of like hard working out for football.
Yeah.
Or sports or something.
That's the thing. Like, I think a lot of college athletes do that. Like, if they stop playing, it's just like, damn, it's just nice to not
have to do it.
To not be doing that all the time. Yeah. Like, as much as I like being on the grind like that, it's like, damn, it's just nice to just sit down every once in a while.
For sure.